If you're joining us on YouTube, I apologize. I've only missed recording a couple of times. We're 15 hours in now, so I'm getting a little delirious breaking it up by format. We are in game 1 of a Jeskai Nahiri mirror match, which are becoming more and more popular on Magic Online as we go on. And I'll discard the Emrakul here. Go ahead and play this out. We're going to try and activate Celestial Colonnade and get in here at our opponent's Nahiri. Maybe he doesn't have Path to Exile. Opponent doesn't seem to have a lot of interaction for the board in their deck. So, yeah, attack Nahiri. Yeah, good. Look at that. Get got. Can we get an Anticipate Command? Serum Visions, sure man, you do you. Seems weird to Serum Visions after cycling with the Nahiri. You'd think you'd want to do that first, right? But maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Is Jeskai the best? I mean, control decks traditionally just aren't good in Modern. Control decks just aren't good in Modern in general. Now, he does have Jace Telepath, Unbound, Flashback, Bolt on a stick here. So this Colonnade attack is actually going to attack his... I'm actually going to attack his Jace here because I don't want him to... Oh, wait. I can Snapcaster attack Nahiri, this attack Jace? Yeah, it sounds good. That's a little awkward. That's I should have sent both of these at Jace. That was a mistake. Small mistakes lose games. I got a little greedy here. He's going to get to Bolt. He's going to get to Jace, Flashback, Bolt my Nahiri to keep it in check. I guess this took 2 loyalty off of his Nahiri, so it wasn't a total loss, but... Oh, we're just going to get through the Breach Emrakul here? Yeah, okay. And again, just don't understand how our opponent does anything if we're playing Goblin Guide or Infect. Like, he had 2 pieces of interaction that cost less than, like, 3 mana and 30 cards. But again, that's the bed you make when you play the decks like this. Like, you just have to accept that there's going to be people that have no respect for most of the format, and then you just happen to get paired against them. Which is why I generally, like, this is why I shied away from playing decks like this for a long time. Jeskai Control. Yeah, maybe. That'd probably be a good name for the Scapeshift deck I've been playing. There was a Euro donation. I appreciate that. I have to log in and manually accept it because PayPal. And then it will appear on the stream. So thank you for that. Donated $3.42. Thanks for answering so many questions in this professional manner. Still looking forward to subscribe to hear emote will be approved. Hopefully they will approve the Nahiri emote. A lot of times things like that get flagged. I don't think I like Mind Sensor in the mirror. I didn't like it last time. Last time we played against a pseudo mirror like this, Mind Sensor didn't feel very good, so I'm not boarding it in this time and seeing how it goes. Last time I boarded out Paths, and not having access to Path felt bad, so... my current favorite Modern deck is Kiki Core. That's the deck I've been playing for a very long time, and it has a lot of good strong results behind it. In addition to doing well in really fairly casual Magic Online leagues, it done well at a number of major tournaments. Mind sensor should be good. It just doesn't have text. Yep. Basically that. See a bunch of new followers. Pikachu on screen there a few times. Thank you for that. I appreciate the support. Welcome to the stream. Alright, turn 4 Nahiri. Turn 4 Nahiri, not quite as good as turn 3 Nahiri, but it'll do in a pinch. How many game days have I won? Yeah, I don't even know. I've lost count. I think the only game days I've ever played in were also SCG IQs, back when SCG IQs gave Open Series points. Welcome to all the new Pikachus. Pika, Pika, Pika. I'm just going to jam this Nahiri on 4, because that's what we're going to do. Am I supposed to do that? Yeah, I have this Colonnade, whatever. Just going to get negated, and then die. Oh, look at that, it resolved. I guess we get double bolted, maybe? Even path for now. Instant regret as we draw another land. I think Hex will make it till console. I don't know if Hex has plans to come to consoles, but I do know Hex has plans to come to mobile devices, so that's probably more important than consoles getting on mobile. Really, really regretting this discard. No, there's just a lot of good Pikachu stuff on the internet, so it's easy to find a bunch of them. I like Pokemans. You know, I grew up in the Pokemon generation. That was my childhood. Old red and blue version. Played the crap. Actually, Gen 2 I played a lot of. Crystal, Silver, Gold. Alright, so I have to do that. Yep. Great. Good stuff. Good stuff. Probably the last league we're playing with this deck. Probably the last league we're playing with this deck. Just keep it on. I can't see myself playing this deck at an actual event. Just feels like it has all the problems Jeskai Control usually has. No, not all of them, but still some of them. At least it can close with this nonsense. The more I play this deck, the less consistent it feels, which means that the deck's probably not terribly consistent. I was just running well at the start when I first started playing it. I am 25. I'm not that old. I'm kind of old. The 4 Nahiri chord list feels really good. But again, only played 3 or 4 leagues with it now, so don't have a giant testing sample pool of that. Probably need another 30 or 40 matches at least in like actual testing, not just Moto leagues. I need to sit down and actually really get some testing in against a gauntlet. Yeah, I have a GitHub account. I use GitHub fairly often, actually preparing a new software release at some point soon. I was going to do that this weekend. I mean, the Kiki Cord deck is definitely playing Nahiri. Like, Nahiri is very good in the Cord deck because it's already a Creature Toolbox deck. The question is whether or not you want to play 4 of them and you want to play Emrakul. I mean, yeah, this hand's keepable. Whether or not we just die is another question. Look at that. Just one regular day's work left almost. Getting down towards that. I mean, it's not standard hype that's spiking Nahiri. It's the modern hype that's spiking Nahiri. But I don't think this deck's very good, so I wouldn't be surprised if they went back down. I mean, I feel like if you're playing 3+ Nahiri, the Emrakul is free, and at that point, if you're playing the Emrakul, you might as well just play the 4th Nahiri. Jund. Child Fountain, Path, you're idiot. Beast Veg. No idea. Joe Lissette thinks it has a place in Miracles, and if Joe Lissette thinks it does, he probably does, because Joe Lissette's the Miracle guy, right? Unlike many Magic players and even professionals, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I'm not going to just, I'm not just going to make stuff up. Basically, I don't do that. If I don't feel like I'm qualified to make a decision, I'm not going to make a decision. All right. Remand that guy. I mean, there's like infinite tier 2 decks in Modern that feel like they're one card away from being playable. Like Storm's on that ledge, and like Jeskai's on that ledge, and there's like 3 or 4 other decks, but probably a dozen other decks that just like, man, there's just like something missing that doesn't click in this. Blue Sorcerer Nahiri. Blue Sorcerer Nahiri. There we go. There you go. So you got to not be specific, and then Worth is kind. If you're happy drawing most things, you're going to end up being happy. Inquisition of Kozilek. All right, well, we're going to play this. Storms are all on the ban list, yep. Storm's like the watch list deck. Like you're always like, man, Storm could like go off at any time. So I targeted Lightning Helix here, so that way if he plays something else, what is he doing? Terminating my guy? Sure. No, so I'm just gonna Helix his Dome here. Nahiri? Nahiri? It's not a Nahiri. That's not a Nahiri. We are good at Magic, though. Counter that. Nice 5/6. Leak your mana. Professional Magic player, ladies and gentlemen. If you ever wonder how to become a professional Magic player, you do that. Nahiri. 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 Alrighty. And you're like, where they belong for years now. That's so rude. Control decks, ugh. Ugh, Cletus. Remand, why are you a turn late? Why, Remand, why? No. You know my outstrike's better than that. playing the land out now because opponent's Liliana the Veil is going to resolve next turn. So we're just going to double bolt this Cletus. Plus this, discard a removal spell. Basically. Alright. Snapcaster Mage. Could be worse. Good morning, Syrpy Boy. Welcome to everyone from the EU that's just joining us now. Target Path Exile here. Yeah, target Path Exile. Scavenging Ooze then resolves. He can do whatever he wants. I think I'd rather Path the Scooze than Bolt the Liliana. That could be wrong, though. Sure. Snapcaster dead. EST just woke up. Oh, jeez, look at that. It is basically morning in the United States, isn't it? Yep, it's definitely bright outside. Path your guy. 'Cause that's how magic works. If I wait until he plus ones the Liliana, he can just Scavenging Ooze whatever I target with the Snapcaster Mage in response. Which is much worse. Much worse for me. Celestial Colonnade is phenomenal. This is how this deck beats Liliana of the Veil. 7 hours of sleep. Look at you. Don't you taunt me. Don't you taunt me with your sleep. I assume this is dying. He didn't plus the Liliana. That being said, like, whatever. Like, we're gonna have to. He's gonna hold that removal spell regardless. So, try it. I'm assuming he drew his third Terminate. Just yeah, good beats, I guess. How have I been in the past 8 hours? Life's been swell. You know, we 5-0'd a league with Kiki Cord, you know, which is good considering how bad that deck is. It's not that bad, I guess. All right, so now he's got us on the 2-part squeeze. I have to keep Liliana down with this because he drew his Terminate, but now the Raging Ravine's gonna kill us. So probably not winning this game anymore. And this is a reason why I like the Jeskai Scapeshift deck or better than this deck is because like when the Jeskai Scapeshift deck gets into this position, we can just like draw Bring to Light or Scapeshift and kill our opponent. When this deck gets into this position, it still has the same problem that normal Jeskai does against Jund, instead that Nahiri is just not going to pull us back from this. We can draw our combo card and still just not be in the game. So what am I doing here? I like Helix, I like Timely Reinforcements, I like Engineered Explosives, Anger's kind of poopy, Electrolyze is fine, Hollowed Moonlight's kind of poopy. I think I like the rest of this, I don't really care for most of the rest of the sideboard. Coca-Cola, product placement. It's very difficult to draw too many mountains in the Bring to Light Scape Shift deck. When you're on 8 lands, when you cast Scape Shift with 8 lands, you deal 6 damage per mountain, so you can deal a full 20 damage to your opponent with just 4 mountains in your deck. And if your opponent's playing Jund, they've shocked themselves or fetched or thought seized a little bit, so you can kill them with 3 mountains. I spent a bunch of money while she wasn't home. I'd like to play. Yeah, this hand's great. Desolate Lighthouse is one of the best cards in this matchup. Not close. Not close. This card's just good in all the attrition matchups. The timer is counting down. Have you been the past 15 hours? Yeah, but look, I've drank almost half a bottle of cherry Coke. It's great. Life's swell. And then you die. You people are so rude. You're so rude. What you don't understand is that I have a 2-year-old and a 1-year-old. There are many nights where I frequently don't get any sleep, but it's not by my own choice. This is just like, it's just another one of those nights. The pizza was delicious, and I still have half of it left. Probably going to eat it for breakfast. Which spell? Dispel right here. I'm glad I'm memorable. Keep Helix up. Helix is a good one for him to not know about. Play your Dark Confidant. I think I'm Helixing his Dome. That's got to be wrong. Yeah, it's fine. Unlike many people who have 2 children before the age of 25 in today's world, though, I have my own house that my wife and I pay for, and we have our own car, and we have our own jobs. Like, we're functional adults who are contributing members of society. Jund Guy donated $10. Best wishes from Switzerland. Thank you very much, Jund Guy. I appreciate the donation and the support. Should do a mukbang stream. Which member? Dismember. 1 to 10 after. I'm like a 4 or a 5. I like to be chipper. Ugh, that's rude. This card's that's a good draw though. Boop, 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 boop. Actually, I think this is better for us than him playing a Liliana the Veil, so I'm pretty sure you're 40. Yeah, between my life and my thinning hairline here, I definitely come off as older than I am. Might as well play the rack. We have Snapcaster Mage, Celestial Colonnade, and Nahiri for Emrakul as our win conditions. Probably pressuring Nahiri with the Fulminator Mage. I've been married for my oldest son +1, so a little over 3 years. I think I'm playing Desolate Lighthouse here. I think we need to, like, loot into Path to deal with this Tarmogoyf. Yep. Life swell. You got a discard spell here? Yeah, cost of living is outrageous in some places, that's for sure. I'm not dead! I'm not dead yet! I'm not dead yet! Oh, Nahiri. Nahiri, you're about to take one for the team, pretty lady. No one ever said she didn't go down swinging. So she's just dead regardless, right? Still gonna get our loot on here, I think. Yep, I guess we'll bin that, and we're gonna bolt the Raging Ravine here. Just keep it off our back for later. Again, probably not winning this match either. I set my fun bucks on fire, so you all don't have to. It's a good thing Kiki Cord's good at making us fun bucks. Kiki Cord farms all the fun bucks, so we can play all these other things. That's a big goif. That's a mighty big goif. Oh. I'm just like casting Electrolytes on his dome here, hoping to hit a Path to Exile. I can't, like, Sean McLaren, like, cuts a Path to Exile from this deck all the time, and I don't understand how you can cut a Path to Exile from this deck. You always find yourself dying to Tarmogoyf. Like it feels awful. You can't we're just dead. Just actual zero outs. Hey, Infernon, what's going on, mate? Use the word mate, it sounds weird. That's just one of the words in my vocabulary. I use it a lot. Do a quick spiel here. Welcome to everyone that's hanging out through stream. A little over 900 people watching here this morning or evening or night, wherever you're at. Afternoon, too. I'd like to thank you for choosing to spend part of your Sunday here with me. We're coming into the third leg of my 24-hour stream here. Who am I? My name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a professional Magic the Gathering player, and here on this Twitch channel, I stream Constructed Magic and Constructed Hex a minimum of 4 days a week during the week, and then on the weekends as well here. When I'm not traveling, I try and do at least one weekend stream. If you're enjoying the constructed content you see here, I'd appreciate it if you show that support by using the follow or sub buttons below. They're the two best ways to show your support for the stream. We play Standard, Modern, Legacy, and Pauper here, and usually try to work a little bit outside the box when we do. The old 0-2 versus the 1-2. Not good, but better than expected. Yep. White, red, control. Alright. So, fetch around Blood Moon. Got it. Yeah, PN Crindalar is just like a random extra value type idiot, basically. Jealous? Looks like jealous. Sure, we have jealous. To be fair, we took a hex break in the middle, so it hasn't just been straight magic. Pikachu hanging on screen there. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. There's the Blood Moon. Do I even? I'm just going to remand this. I want to draw a card. We have Nahiri to get it afterwards. I'm assuming our opponent's on Nahiri as well. I have not tried Thing in the Ice yet in Modern. It seems like something I'd be interested in doing, though. I'm going to Mana Leak this, not because I care about it, but because I just, I don't want to minus my Nahiri on it at any point here. I think I saw Cheon play against this guy. I was watching some of Cheon's stream archive to see if he had figured anything out with this deck that I hadn't yet, and he played against this guy. He has, like, lots of Planeswalkers as well. Yeah, man, you got a Blood Moon. You do you. Discard these paths. I mean, Kiki has all these come into play effects. It's just value to bounce them all to your hand, right? It is a White Moon deck that our opponent appears to be playing, so he has to down-tick this and hit the Nahiri so we don't just Emrakul him next turn. Yep, that's what he's doing. And these two guys get to kill this Thopter, kills that, and then we poke him for 3. Daddy's coming home, and he's hangry. Attack Johnny, attack him, attack him. What you got, OP? Oh, I can't snap, remand, or leak. That's sad. You can have a Nahiri too. That's fine. Oh. Oh yeah, that's how magic works. We've been up for a while, ladies and germs. We've been up for a while. There's this on the table. Yeah, Blood Moon is not that good in Modern right now. Nah, you just always want the Nahiri, and you just use Nahiri to discard the extra Nahiris. That's fine. Yeah, man, he likes my Nahiri. Timely reinforcements. I don't want him to be able to use these tokens to pressure my Nahiri, so I'm going to kill my token here. Effectively countering this. Cryptic is hard to cast. I feel like a lot of people think like Cryptic is just like free to play in Jeskai control, and it's really not. It's really not free. Not anywhere close to free. Hallowed Moonlight. Yeah, that's how that card works. This kills counters tokens. Yes, it is. Yes, Ernie. Playing the campaign to get some reps in before I buy. Can you quickly explain spell power? Spell power's a PvE only mechanic, basically. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure what it does offhand. I think the thing my wife's champion uses has something like that. Get this one. Sounds like my toddler's awake. Probably need to go get him. With main deck Dreadbores for the beer. It's freer than Scape Shift and Jeskai Troll. I don't actually think that's true. It's figuring out what lands he wants to keep here. Yeah, Escape Shift, like, you cast it and the game literally ends. Oh, look at that. Up a game in the O2 bracket. Getting people got here. Negate. Helix, like, just board out all of our 1-mana spells. I'm basically just doing this, I think. Maybe I'm keeping some number of bolt because I can bolt him. Anger doesn't seem good. I guess Anger kills his tokens. I guess. Mind Sensor counters his Nahiri activation. Sounds good. Yeah, the double queuing games is strange sometimes, that's for sure. Yeah, instant speed, killing creature lands comes up more often than killing planeswalkers a lot of the time, I think, in Modern. Yeah, this hand can beat a Blood Moon, which is probably important out of our opponent's definitely 4 Blood Moon deck. If our opponent's deck isn't beating our deck with Blood Moon's probably not playable in Modern. Just like for reference for anyone that's watching this and thinking Blood Moon's a good idea in Modern. Like, if the Blood Moon deck isn't beating the Jeskai control deck, you probably just shouldn't be playing it. If the turn 2 Blood Moon isn't beating the Jeskai control deck, you probably shouldn't be playing it. It's going to play this basic island and he can tilt off. Nice cheese. What do you think of Hex so far? If you're asking me, I think Hex is wonderful. I've been playing Hex for a couple of months now. Few months. Started playing in February, actually. Here, red, white line. Probably not. I want to work on... I mean, Cheon's deck is based on the deck list that I'm playing, and you're saying Cheon... why is Cheon's list more refined? Because it has Cryptic Command in it? Because it's playing Serum Visions? Like, Cheon's list doesn't respect a lot of the decks that actually see play in Modern. Like, it doesn't respect a lot of the decks that actually see play in Modern. If this was sloppy, I should have played the Celestial Colonnade here. CVM has also been playing Hex. That is correct. I'm not sure why he brought in something like Burning Earth against me, against my Nahiri deck. It's a lot more what does that even mean? I'm sorry. I'm being kind of snippy because I've been up for 16 hours. Be specific. The things you are saying, it's more combo focused. That's meaningless in the terms of what Magic means. So like, what do you mean by it's more combo focused? Form a coherent thought. It's more combo focused because it does X. It's more combo focused because it does Y. Why are you saying it's more combo focused? What does it do specifically that makes it what you're saying? These are still non-basic lands. This just turns them into mountains. They are non-basic mountains. Hollowed Moonlight, Fog the Tokens. And go ahead and electrolyze targeting him. I want to redirect to the Nahiri. I do not want to redirect to Elspeth. I would like to redirect to Nahiri. I'd like to -8 this and get my... I'm not sure if you're genuinely confused and you think you're making a reasonable argument. I apologize, but you're just like making up magic words and forming a sentence with magic words. I don't feel like that's, yeah. No, it's worth discussing, you know, why things can be better or worse. Like that's reasonable. I'm all for reasonable discourse, but let's keep the discourse reasonable. Is all I'm saying. Electrolyze plus Helix plus Emrakul would have been lethal. Sure. That is definitely correct. You are not wrong. You are not wrong. We definitely could have killed him. You all are correct. Chad is smart. Jack out there. I did not. I'm crossing the finish line a little bit slower than the rest of you. Don't worry. We're gonna get there. We're gonna cross the finish line. I promise we're gonna cross the finish line too. I'm gonna cross the finish line too. Thankfully Annihilator 6 is more than enough to get us across the finish line at an eventual point. It's just gonna take me a little bit more time. Why do we need another fatty to use with Nahiri? This one I skipped killing him because I'm an idiot and we're literally going to win the game still. That's how good Emrakul is. I flat out didn't kill him when I could have killed him by mistake, and we're still just gonna win the game. Yeah, I just took the better value line. I didn't stop and do the can we kill him math. I just did the oh, let's just do this. Yep. And Heron, like people, or Heron, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, but that Magic players do that constantly. Like they can't. So many people, it's just like, what do you actually mean? Be specific about why you think this other thing is better. Be specific, and they just can't be specific. I mean, Cheon's list started with a deck that I 5-0'd a league with. Like, doing well in a league is essentially meaningless in terms of figuring out whether or not a deck is reasonable. Like, Magic Online leagues are not good competitive testing. If the number of Leonin Arbiters we've played against in the 2-0 and 3-0 bracket isn't evidence of that, nothing will be for you. Like Magic Online leagues are good for one thing, and that is jamming lots and lots of games of Magic with the deck you want to play. Like just mechanically going through the motions, but like getting good technical play is not going to happen in Magic leagues a lot of the time. Protection from red and black. This card has too much text on it. We're just gonna mana leak it. I don't even know if this is important, but this card has way too much text on it. Thanks, Immortal. No, there aren't really good land destruction spells in Modern. See, that turn we could have killed him. We didn't need that. I just wanted to go slow and steady. We're across the finish line, don't worry. That was a Paladin and Vec. That's in fact what that was. God damn it, Emrakul. God damn it, Emrakul. We have Desolate Lighthouse, so it's okay. It's fine. We have Desolate Lighthouse. I figured it out. See, look at that. I told you I was going to cross the finish line. I just needed y'all to hold my hand and wait a little bit. And now we get to perfect him. We get to put him to exactly 0 and take all of his permanents away. Kiki Court is solidly tier 2, and that's not just even my opinion anymore. The results agree that Kiki Court is solidly tier 2. Good night, sweet prince. No, I didn't forget to get my kid. I have this sweet video monitor of my child, which is great. Look at this. Look at this. You probably can't see it really on here, but I can see my child in his crib on my video monitor, and he actually rolled over and went back to sleep, which doesn't surprise me because it's not even 7 a.m. here yet. Usually he sleeps till 8-ish. He just fussed a little bit and then put himself back to sleep, which is part of the reason why I was waiting, because I figured he might go back to sleep. We've broken 1,000 people hanging out here on a Sunday morning. Welcome to everyone. Thank you for hanging out while we fumble our way through Nahiris and Emrakuls, and I don't do combat math. What decks do I rate at tier 1 above Kiki Court? The tier 1 decks in Modern right now, in my opinion, are Abzan Company, Jund Midrange, Burn. There's another one. Burn. It might just be those three. Those three are definitely the tops. Burn, Jund, Abzan Company. Affinity's mostly been pushed out. Infect and Affinity are like tier 1.5. They're really powerful, and you should probably respect them, but they're not just going to get you. Infect and Affinity, I just don't have the volume of results that you would expect a tier 1 deck in Modern to have right now. Like, the number of just, like, top 8 and top 16 and, like, day 2 conversion rates that they've been having just aren't very good. So I think I would put, like, Infect and Affinity, like, in the tier 2, tier 1.5. Like, they're, like, one good weekend away from, like, really making that push. Merfolk is solidly tier 2, just like Kiki Cord. So, people that have been watching the stream for a while know that they've heard me say this before. Decks in Modern, when I say tier 1 and tier 2, I'm not talking about decks that are strictly better than other decks. In my opinion, things that separate tier 1 from tier 2 decks are how popular and how prevalent they are in the format. In Modern, the power level between the first best deck, Jund and Abzan and Burn, and like the 20th best deck, they're very close in power level. So playing a deck that is more popular or putting up more results isn't that much more powerful. So, like, Abzan Company versus Kiki Cord isn't what does Abzan Company do better than Kiki Cord. They're just functionally different decks than each other. They do different things and have different good and bad matchups. We've had 1,000 plus before, but it is nice. I do enjoy having a bunch of people here, and I appreciate everyone taking some of their Sunday out to spend it here with us. Desolate Lighthouse, can't mulligan. This card's too good. The old 1-2-0-3 pair down. Got it. Boggles is solidly tier 2, but tier 2 decks top 8 and do well in events in Modern all the time. I don't think we broke 2,000. I believe we broke my previous peak concurrent viewer record. We hit about 1,500, and previously it was 1,400. Did we hit 1,800 for a little while? That's awesome. Yeah, previously my max concurrent viewers was like 1,400. I'm going to lead on Basic Mountain. Maybe I'm supposed to lead on Sacred Foundry, but I don't know how to pronounce your username. I think I'm going to mispronounce it. Dairuga. After you read that, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. Speaking of Boggles, and they will appear. I mean, this hand's fine in the dark. It's got 2 removal spells, Bolt and Path. But, I mean, I do love this card. No, I don't finalize deck lists that far out. I've got infinite time. Are you kidding me? Transverse the Uvenwald, I've thought about working on a few times, and every time I drop the lists and start goldfishing them and play them against myself a few times, against like Burn and stuff, enabling Delirium for Transverse the Uvenwald is not trivial, even in Modern. Even in Modern, Transverse the Uvenwald is not free for Delirium. I would like to leak your mana, please. Please play Daybreak Coronet. Please play Daybreak Coronet. Rats. Don't play another one. Ugh. Ugh. I asked you really nice not to play another one. It's a scale of 1 to dead. Definitely nearing the dead half of the scale. Traverse, not transverse. Traverse. Sorry. Fair. Spot the mathematician. Yep. I have this problem where I like to add letters to words when I don't look at them very carefully when I'm reading them. Often do that. Kiki Chord's bad matchups are the spell-based combo decks in Modern. Ad Nauseam, Storm, Scape Shift. The decks that are faster than you to combo that also don't get interacted with well via Path to Exile, so you just don't have a good line to interact with them. Dead. Scale of 1 to dead. Where am I at? I will never cast Collected Company when I feel like there is another deck in the format of similar power level. The only time I have ever cast Collected Company was in Standard, and I was casting Collected Company in Standard because I felt that that Collected Company deck was so much better than all of the other non-Collected Company decks in the format. The Tron matchup is close to a coin flip with Kiki Chord if you have the correct configuration. It's not. Kiki Chord is a 2-card combo, which means similar to why Twin had a reasonable Tron matchup. Kiki Chord can just like oops backdoor kill Tron with Restoration Angel and Kiki Jiki, or Restoration Angel and Chord for Kiki Jiki. So Remand's not great in this matchup. I like to leave in at least a couple Path to Exiles because Core Spirit Dancer is a card you have to kill on sight, and occasionally it gets too large. I'm thinking one of these other cards on my board here. I guess Timely's not terrible. You can gain some life and buy us a turn. Electrolyze isn't great. I guess Pia's not great, actually. Oh, we need to grab some breakfast here soon. Got some breakfast pizza upstairs. And we're cool in the opener, just like we drew it up. Is this a keep? I feel like I'm allowed to keep this. Seems okay. God, man. God, just get out of here. The people like this person, their lives must be so boring and sad that the best thing that they have to do is sit here and troll in a Magic Twitch chat. Gotta anticipate, can't lose. Our opponent might have mulliganed to 3, but they do have a Boggle on 1. So opponent mulliganed to 3 this game. This feels real bad. So someone had talked about anticipate versus think twice earlier. If this had been a think twice, we would not be hitting our land for the next 3 turns. Now we might still hit a land next turn. And we did. Sweet. Good morning. How to beat Boggles. Exactly. Boggles is a pretty inconsistent deck. Look at that. We made all of our land drops right in a row, and we would not have done that if we had a think twice instead of an anticipate. Telling time would have screwed us all, so that is correct. If he has Daybreak Coronet here, we're going to get in trouble. So he gets to put this to 1. Are you just killing it with Double Rancor? I was putting it to 1 with those. Okay, that's fine. God, we're going to lose this game, aren't we? Just need to draw like 6 Anger of the Gods in a row. Maybe have a chance. choosing which replacement effect to use. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to you back from Central Illinois. I'm very nervous that you're printing another 1-1 hexproof one by accident and Boggles will take over modern. Maybe. That would be annoying. Jeez, he mulliganed to 3 this game. To 3 cards. To 3 cards. I am still here. 7 hours and ticking. I made a promise. I'm going to keep it. I'm not a liar. I would not lie to all of you wonderful people who helped make this stream possible. That would just be wrong. We're going to trade a Snapcaster Mage for a Spider Umbra this turn. And crack this Horizon Canopy. Peace, Corlash. See you in a bit. I'll be here before you know it. Let's target the old Lightning Bolt. The last hours are the longest. I'm feeling a little drag. Oh, I do have lethal, don't I? Yeah, I didn't do the do we have lethal check. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you for stopping me. Yep. No blocks. No blocks. We needed a land, though, right? Because this puts him to 6, and then this puts him untapped lands. Alright, sweet. Sweet. Got him. Yep, fine. We drew wear chair like a champion. Alright, now we have to try and win a game where he keeps more than 3 cards. Now it's going to be a little rough. A little rough. We're going to try our darndest here. Emrakul Wear Tear combo deck. This hand has to be unkeepable, right? I mean, what? Counter spells are good. Keep. Whatever. Yep. Yep. Keep. I think that's one of our better cards. Opponent kept 7 cards. Probably can never win. Gotta have those sideboard back to natures. Yep. Never didn't have it. Oh, I guess I should have mana like that. I guess this is Haina. I'll just. Pikachu running on screen there. Thank you for the follow. Yep, give another Glade Cover Scout. That's fine. Pass it back. Destroy Spirit Mantle. Take 1 less damage. All the Boggles. So many Boggles. And a giant arbor. Oh no. Oh no. Oh wait, is that okay? So wait, see, I get to fetch shock and then timely reinforcements. That seems fine, right? Seems pretty good if he doesn't draw more stuff. Doesn't have like a, guess he can't cast Daybreak Coronet. Turn Ethereal Armor's pretty good. I think I'm just taking this hit here, and then next turn we can snap Aware when he attacks in with it. So yeah, I'm just gonna go to 11. Or I'm just trading off all of these idiots. Yep, that's easy peasy lemon squeeze. This is super aggressive. Man, are we gonna beat Boggles? Okay, well, this Snapcaster's Wear and destroys the Ethereal Armor, and then jumps in front of the Boggle and trades with the Umbra. We had enough subs and donations. Yep, we counted donations towards this whatever. We counted $5 donations as a sub, so we had a few people donate a bit. Boom goes the dynamite. And then there were none. Want to buy one Nahiri. Want to buy one Nahiri. Want to buy one Nahiri. So how? Yep, that's fine. Alright, we're one land away from just firing up the colonnades and getting in there. Again, just be aggressive, keep his board clear. Been a long night getting excited about beating Boggles, right? It's like snap anger here. It's like trade my guy for your guy, not close. Kill them all! Kill all the Boggles, let God sort them out. It's another Giant Arbor. Bring the colonnade beats. 3 more turns. The gods are just not happy. They're just not having it. Alright, so he's dead next turn. Let's see, peel some lifelink here. He just bolts a bit end step, untap, colonnade. Yep. So looking dead. It's a redraw for him, I guess. He could hit like Armadillo Cloak here. Whatever the new version of that is called. I guess that gives him reach, so he can technically block my colonnade. He attacks, so he's dead. Sorry, opponent. Too much value from that timely that I almost didn't board in. Alright, 2 and 2. Cue it up. Hands non-Boggles players rejoiced. The Pikachu running on screen there. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate the support. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. I'm going to wait a second before we start playing, so anyone that's watching the advert that I ran doesn't miss anything. I don't want folks to miss out. I appreciate them not running ad block on the stream. What's after this league? I think we're going to big red after this league. We talked about that was going to be next on the docket. So, Stony Silence is what I like to describe as a 2 or a 10 card against Tron. So, and what I mean by a 2 or a 10 card is that 2-hour ban for no reason is following. I mean, my bans aren't just 2 hours. My bans are permanent, so I don't give temporary bans. I just crush the nerds. Bolt the bird because why not? So, what were we talking about? Someone asking about Stony. So Stony is what I like to describe as a 2 or a 10 card against Tron. And the reason why I like to describe it as such is that either it's probably going to win you the game on the spot or it's going to do actual stone nothing against them. Whereas Crumble to Dust, if you have remands and mana leaks and other things like that to stall their turn 3 and turn 4 play, Crumble to Dust generally wins you the game. Do we play any other modern decks other than Jeskai Nahiri and Kiki Cord? The only things I have built right now for this stream are a Mardu Nahiri deck, Kiki Cord, and then Jeskai Scape Shift. Big Red. We're gonna do Big Red after this league, I think, which is this last match. Opponents likely playing Jeskai Ascendancy. Yeah, definitely Jeskai Ascendancy. Olivia Voldaren, thank you for the follow. Happy to put Battle of Wits together. We still have 7.5 hours of stream left. And even after we build the Battle of Wits deck, we're not actually going to be able to play the Battle of Wits deck today. Because we're not going to be able to play it today because I have to get cards for it. We didn't finish putting Nahiri in the Big Red list. I don't have a standard event until after GP Charlotte, so I'm really not putting much thought into standard until after we see the events from GP New York this weekend. And then I can look at GP New York and GP Toronto and kind of put everything together and work on a list that I want to play at the Open in Atlanta. So we could die next turn. Could die. I will be in Charlotte. Yep. We raised what cards you need. We will get some. It's gonna be a lot of stuff we need for the deck, and I don't want to track borrowing cards from a bunch of people. Card Hoarder is more than kind enough to lend me cards when I give them notice, so we're not gonna play Battle of Wits during this 24-hour stream, but we'll probably play it this week. I'm doing okay. It's about time to take a quick 2 or 3 minute break and run up and grab some breakfast, but you know, snacks are doing well. Doing well with snacks. Snackage. Really don't feel like eating more gushers, though. Between the sugar from the pop and the sugar from the other gushers, yeah. This Jeskai Nahiri deck is not particularly good. I've been winning, like, maybe half my matches with it. Maybe half might be generous. Yeah, definitely. Whenever you see me at any events, I'm at a lot of different Open Series events, or, you know, the couple of Grand Prix that I make it out to a year, always feel free to come up and say hello. Wind Zendikon. Alright. Okay. Okay. Probably dead here. Yep, definitely. Just find me at an event. So, Everyone has never seen Jeskai Ascendancy stroke off before. Enjoy. Actually, this is a really good opportunity for me to go get something for breakfast. So I'm F6'd. Enjoy watching him splooge on the screen. I'm going to grab a snack. I'll be right back, folks. Thanks for hanging out. Oh man, he's not even done. Oh. It's all okay though, because I've acquired cream cheese and a cream cheese delivery device. Oh yeah, we're super dead. Super de duper dead. Yeah, I don't think this Jeskai Nahiri deck is actually good. The more I play this deck, the less I like it. Which is usually the opposite of how good decks go. Usually if a deck is genuinely good, the more I play it, the more I like it. But the more games I get in with this deck, the less it appeals to me. That's interesting. This bagel needs more cream cheese and less bagel. No, if you're playing a deck full of counterspells in Modern, you're just going to die to the aggressive decks. Like Burn and Infect and the decks that see a lot of play in Modern. The deck just isn't... It's like classic Jeskai control problems in Modern. You just like have the wrong half of your deck in matchups when you don't want it a lot of the time. It is currently 7:30 a.m. where I'm at. This stops Unearth, right? It does stop Unearth. Okay. Okay, cooking with gas. So yeah, pretty straightforward boarding here. Trim some of our clunkier cards, our sweepers that we don't really need. Some of the spot removal. Bring in additional counter magic, dispel, negate. Bring in our wear tear. Yeah, I think I'd rather just have bolts and stuff. I would like to play first. Thank you, Magic Online. Manalik into Nahiri. Keep, I guess. The Mardu list also felt clunky and awkward. But we also only played 5 matches with it. Maybe we need to play some more. We've got 7 hours to fill. We'll probably play some more Mardu at some point. We're playing some Legacy after this, though. Big red. I unfortunately do not have the stuff for Belcher right now. We're gonna close out the stream with some Hex Mitchell. So my plan is to. I muted my mic while I was chewing. I don't like to inflict my chewing sounds on the stream. This is not a mukbang. This is a Magic stream. You don't need to listen to me chew. It can be loud and obnoxious with the microphone really close to my mouth. Anywho, so my plan for the morning is to. I believe GP coverage is supposed to start in somewhere between an hour to 2.5 hours from now. Maybe, I don't remember the exact time zone difference. So I plan to play Magic for the next like 2.5 hours, and then close out the last 4 or 5 hours of the stream with some Hex. And by that time, all the people that just want to watch Magic can go ahead and migrate over to the GP stream, and people that want to hang out and play some Hex with me, we can go ahead and do that. I think adding Nahiri to the sneak attack deck sounds like a lot of fun, so we're going to do it. Isn't it muck like the Pokemon? Could die here. Scale of 1 to dead, could be very dead. He's on Sylvan Caryatid. If we get a game 3, maybe I'm supposed to leave Anger of the Gods in. They are covering day 2. Originally, they weren't going to start the GP coverage until round 14. But there were so many people complaining, I think, that they're going to start the GP coverage in round... around before that. Or at the very start of today. Alright, we'll get to Emrakul him next turn. You got a bolt? Hex is basically Magic 2.0. It's Magic with an improved resource system and digital only mechanics and a client that doesn't feel like poop soup. So don't you know we're gonna make Magic an esport? We're going to make Magic an esport, so that means we're going to cut all of the coverage and take away the benefits from the professional players that play it. Come on, Watsy. There are a number of combo decks in Hex. I don't have any of the combo decks on my account right now. The deck I've been playing in Hex is like a fair mid-range deck. How expensive is Hex on a scale of Hearthstone to Moto? Well, you can play Hex for completely free. Like, you can play Hex without putting any dollars into it. Like, you can actual $0 and cents can go into your Hex, and you can have a competitive constructed deck if you want to grind it a lot. That being said, if you do want to just put dollar bills into Hex, the constructed decks are like a fraction of what they cost on Magic Online. The average constructed deck on Hex is probably in the $100 to $150 range, with a number of different deck choices being available for less than $100. That Emrakul, right? Made that mulligan decision easy. I don't know. I think if the right company was making the decisions, maybe Magic could grow enough to be an esport. But with the people at WotC continuing to make the decisions they make at the helm, I'm just going to be really surprised if it ever does that. One of the really sweet things about Hex is that 100% of the data from Hex, instead of Magic Online where they hide the data from us, Hex posts 100% of the data on this third-party Hex meta website, so you can farm literally whatever you want and get all the data. You can see what's doing well, what's doing poorly, just everything is at your fingertips. And for a math person like me, that's awesome. Like, it's really cool to like look at a 150 or 200 player event and go, oh, look at every deck list that everyone played and see how they did. Hex is a digital CCG that's similar to Magic. I also stream it on occasion on this channel. So we streamed it earlier as part of the 24-hour stream, and we're going to be closing out this stream today with some more Hex as well. Correct. Yeah, just like the best way to stop people from solving a format if you don't want them to solve it is design a better format and a better game. It's a little rough. Wish I would have taken the wear chair now. Not in a good spot here. I think I just have to like cast Hollowed Moonlight and hope to draw a card. I guess maybe I could hold up Double Path here. Oh, I get to hold up Double Path now. I think if Hex comes through on their promise to, if Hex is able to deliver on 3 new sets per year, and the mechanics in Hex continue to be as interesting as the mechanics in Hex have been up until this point, I think Hex has a very real chance of being successful. Hex was the game that Wizards of the Coast sued. That is correct. That lawsuit is settled and done with, and they've all moved on. They settled a while ago. So he's going to unearth a Fate Stitcher here. Nope, he's not. All right, well, I'm going to end step a Snapcaster Mage and start beating him down. Get our snappy beats on. They settled out of court because lawsuits are expensive and long. Awesome, Nimble Sloth. Welcome back. Alright, Fate Stitcher coming in. I'm glad I have 3 Path to Exiles and a Dispel. WotC sued them because they sue everyone. Like, WotC sued them because their product is inferior, and the only way they feel like they can keep people using their inferior product is by trying to sue everyone else that makes a better product out of the market. As opposed to just, like, making their product better so people actually want to use it. And people that say, say Hex is a straight ripoff of Magic, you need to understand that trying to patent game mechanics is like trying to patent a tablet being square, like Apple tries to do, or it's like trying to patent a mathematical formula. Like, those just aren't things you can really patent. Like, that's not. It's like trying to patent it's just nonsense. In my opinion, it is nonsense. You're allowed to disagree. Hydroform. Target land becomes a 3/3 elemental until end of turn. It's still a land. That's hot. That's like saying every CCG that exists is a Magic clone. Like, well, maybe we can just run him out of threats here. The resource system in Hex is slightly different from Magic. You should check out my how to Hex article for asking about how the resource system is different. That's a good article about it. And Cruise was legal with Ascendancy Tier 1. Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly. It's exactly like that. Alright. Now we're going to path this thing, because we have a third path. Man, if I was my opponent, I'd lose my shit when my opponent casts the third path. Yep. Hex has a number of unique mechanics that are different and completely separate from anything Magic's ever done. One of the neat things about Hex is that it occupies a 100% digital space, which means it's able to have game mechanics that Magic just physically can't do in a paper card game. That goes wide. I'm not sure if there's anything that's developed like that offhand. Currently, like I said, Hex just had a new set release last week, or it's 2 weeks ago now. It's Sunday, so the format still really hasn't been completely defined just yet. I'm probably taking Charlotte. There's so many different variations of this deck. Opponent's variation seems really neat. Idyllic Tutor is interesting. He's got a lot of ways to find Ascendancy. Nope. I only get money from Hex in the same way I get money from Magic. I get money from Hex for producing content. So I have websites that pay me to write Hex articles, just like websites pay me to write Magic articles. That's the full disclosure. And they, in the same way that they pay me to write Hex articles, they only asked me if I wanted to write Hex articles because I was already playing Hex to start. So if I hadn't already been playing the game, they wouldn't have offered to pay me to write. I'm just going to dispel this. The president of HexEnt said that they are intending to do a 100K tournament with every new set release. So I'm assuming we should hear plans for one soon. I'm hoping so. That was one of the reasons I started playing Hex, is because they started having cash tournaments for it. Example of a digital mechanic that only works in Hex. So one of the champions in Hex has the ability where it adds a line of text to the card that it goes back in, that it puts back into your deck. So the champion's ability takes 2 cards from your discard pile and puts them back into your deck, and when it adds them to your deck, it adds the line of text, draw a card to it. I'm nowhere near famous enough for people to pay me to push their games, and I wouldn't play a game if it was bad. And they'd have to give me a lot of money to push a game that was bad. For someone's asking, how did I get into Hex? Adrian Sullivan had it on his laptop. He helped do, I think he helped do some design work for them at some point, and he had it on his laptop when I was helping him test for the last Pro Tour, and he showed it to me while we were in between games, and it seemed interesting. So I tried the free to play component and I liked it, so I decided to put I spent like $70 or $80 on it to build a constructed deck. You can download Hex on Steam. Just install Steam on OS X or Windows. It's way more Magic than Hearthstone. I haven't played much Hearthstone, so I can't make an apt comparison. But it's like Magic Plus, basically. Alright, well, Bolt's an okay draw. It takes a turn off the clock. How long does it take to grind out a constructed deck? I'm not sure. Like I said, I played the free-to-play component for like 2 or 3 hours to get a feel for the game, and when I decided I liked the game, I just ended up putting like $70 into it. Snapcaster Mage is a heck of a guy. He does God's work here. Now this might be the death of us. When is the best time to ask you? Whenever you see me. Just, when I'm not playing a match, obviously. Just come up and find me. Now the real question here is, am I supposed to remand this? I feel like I'm supposed to remand this. Yeah, if he has an instant here, we're probably not going to be able to win this game. Because I have to just bolt this. I have to bolt this Zendikon and hope he can't go off, I guess. Because yeah, it's a 2/2, so he casts a spell here. And then if he has an instant speed card, he can cast his instant in response to all of this. So if he has an instant, he can cast with this mana. We can't kill this with Lightning Bolt. Yeah, so if he has an instant speed spell here, we can't get it. Oh, it just died. Oh, wait. When this dies, return that card. Oh, when the land dies, return the land to its owner's hand. Sure. Wow, I can't believe that bolt worked. I expected him to have an instant there for sure. Alright, well. All's well that ends well, hopefully. Another Zendikon plus probe. Oh, he found a Fate Stitcher. Okay, so we might still be dead here. Alright, instead of watching him do this, I'm going to go work on the Legacy deck, and we'll come back to that and see how it works out. Big Red Nahiri. It's been an interesting game. Howdy, Hakeswill. We are deep into my 24-hour stream here. So what are we doing with this? So what are we cutting for these Nahiris? Probably the Sin Prodders have to go. And some of these lands have to go. Basically, I just want to splash some Nahiris in here. Just because we can. I think we've got like, this is, the other build plays 19 lands. So I think we want to cut some lands out of here. We added some fetch lands here. Maybe I just cut the Sandstone Needles and just play more basics to get the double colors in, which may or may not be right. What are your thoughts? Sinbrodder felt okay in the mono red version. I think I want to try version splashing Nahiri, just because. Oh, I think we trimmed through the breach before we trimmed sneak attack. I definitely think we trimmed through the breach before we trimmed sneak attack. Maybe we just play one more land and just cut two breaches. Do this. Playing one more land seems fine when we have Nahiri to provide some selection. We have 8, technically 12 white sources here. If you have an opinion on this, feel free to give it in chat. So, looking like we're dead here. And a move that surprises no one. And I'm just going to go ahead and concede this, right? Just concede. I guess he could accidentally deck himself or something. Nah, he's got it. GG opponent. Let's